Hi and welcome back to the Betty Hall Clinic. Well, we've got another classic gaming review for you. This time we're going to take a look at Shock Troopers for the Neo Geo. Shock Troopers. This is a game that was developed by Saurus and published by SNK. Directed by Yoshui Okihara. Producer was Nobuyuki Tanaka. Composers were Masahiko Hateya and Masaki Case. I think I nailed the names there instead of murdering the pronunciations for a change. The platforms, it came out originally on the arcade, then the Neo Geo, made its way to the Virtual Console, Sony's PlayStation 3 and PSP got a look, as well as the PlayStation Network, but most recently iOS, Linux and Windows, the Nintendo Switch and the Xbox One. The original release date was 1997, and this is of course a shooter or run and gun. Right, as for the actual story, it turns that a terrorist group called the Bloody Scorpions have kidnapped a scientist and his granddaughter for something called Alpha 301, which is apparently a powerful drug which will convert normal people into superhuman soldiers. A special team composed of 8 soldiers from different countries must fight through the ranks in order to get to the leader and to save the scientist's granddaughter and the world. Well, it's almost got me on the edge of my seat, but you know what? It's only worth 7 out of 10. Audio. Well, this game's got absolutely fantastic sound effects, from the explosions, from people dying, from grenades, the whole shebang. It really does sound fantastic. But what makes it even better is this thumping soundtrack. Unfortunately, it's not really memorable if I'm honest, but you know what it does? It sets the mood perfectly, and that is just brilliant, just what you want from a game like this. It gets a very easy 8 out of 10. Controls. Well, very easy. Pick up and play for young and old. And for the majority of the game, it's just up, down, left, right and fire. But if you hold your finger down on the fire button, you'll continually to fire in that one direction only. You've also got another button to fire your rockets or throw your grenades, etc. And you've got another button to basically dodge quickly. For the most of them, they just do a roll out the way quick. And that's it. So as the controls, it gets a very easy 8 out of 10. Graphics. Well, this is classic hand-drawn animation. I must admit though, in certain areas it does look a little basic, but the colours are fantastic, there's tons of detail, which is certainly what I like from any Neo Geo game. The game, as you've probably guessed by now, is very similar to its cousin Metal Slug, which is of course, again, hand-drawn animation. The 2D graphics also has in places some fantastic scaling, which is brilliant, just brilliant. And for that, you know what, I'm going to give it another 8 out of 10. Gameplay. Well, you've got 8 different characters to choose from, so you're absolutely spoilt for choice. Each character does come with 2 weapon types, a basic and a secondary weapon. The basic weapon does come with unlimited ammo, of which this can be upgraded from say a single shot to a 3-way by picking up the power-ups as you're moving along. The secondary weapon, well, this can be a grenade, maybe a bow and arrow, or even a rocket launcher. It just depends on the character. You can also take multiple routes to actually head towards the enemy HQ via the mountain, jungle and valley route. This is of course a 1 to 2 player game, which is fantastic to play with a friend, and it would really help you and aid you to make your way through the levels. But you can play the game as Lonely Wolf or Team Battle. I'm playing the game as Lonely Wolf, which means you get to pick 1 character out of the 8. The only time you can actually change them is when you die and you wish to continue. If I'd have picked Team Battle, I could have picked 3 characters out of the 8 and changed them on the fly, which is just a brilliant idea. Put all that together, you've got a ton of variety, and for that I'm going to give it another 8 out of 10. Overall, well, let's be honest for a moment. The graphics are not outstanding and unfortunately the music isn't memorable, but this is still a fun top-down shooter to play. It has reminded me of the likes of Commando, and obviously it's going to remind me of Metal Slug because it does play very similar at the end of the day. The game doesn't take anything too seriously and there is a good amount of humour in the game. I found great as a single player, but you know what, I can see it. As a 2-player, this game would be so much better and even more appealing. And if you are a fan of the top-down run and gun type games, then you really could do with checking this one out. I've not seen many reviews, I don't see a ton of people talking about it. So give it a try, give it a go. And well, I've given it 7.8 out of 10. Well, that's Shock Troopers. If you're a lover of the arcade style run and guns, then give this game a go. Give it a chance. It's not the sort of game though that you are going to be playing week in, week out. But you know what? Get the guys round, get a few beers on the go, and let's get a 2-player game going. And you'll have an absolute blast playing this game. I know you will. Well, that's just about all I've got time for. As always, if you want to catch me, you can catch me on social media as well. Just Google Betty Hall Clinic. I'm certain you're going to find me either on Instagram, Twitter or Facebook. I'd like to thank you for watching. I'd like to thank you for subscribing. And I'll catch you all again. Take care.